Everything that I'm doing today, all the work I'm putting in, the money I'm spending, all of my efforts are towards a future goal in life that I want to bring forward and manifest in my life. When I started to do this, things started to shift for me. Things started to happen for me. More business came my way, more opportunities. I just felt more at peace. Change the narrative to a positive one. For example, me around my spending, I changed it from the feeling of feeling lack and I'm going to fail to a proud feeling that I'm actually putting money to work for me and that it's ultimately going to turn into a really good ROI for me in the future. Go help someone, go give someone free advice today. Do little acts of kindness, things that fill you up, because there's nothing better than helping another human being. Like me doing this right now, I feel amazing. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Price to Sell. I'm your host, Matthew Campoli. And if you guys are on YouTube, if you guys are watching this and you're finding value, but you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, please. Show some love, show some support. Every subscription helps. Share this with your friends, family. But today, I'm going to be doing another solo episode. Been getting a lot of good feedback on these. They're quick, 20-minute rips. Giving as much value as I can on a specific topic. And a lot of people are reaching out from the past two that I did, saying like, hey, this was like perfect for me. It came in perfect timing. I needed this. So I'm going to be doing a lot more of these. I do a lot of work on myself, self-development. I have a lot of coaches. I invest a lot of money into my own development and stuff that I learn on a day-to-day. So I feel like there's a lot I can share. And as I learn things, I want to share it because it's fresh on my mind. And it actually helps me register these things with my own brain more too, the more I speak about it versus just learning it and like never speaking on it again. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to jump into how we're going to transmute your negative thoughts into powerful energy. And when I say negative thoughts, I mean like that little voice in your head that's always like, you're gonna fail, you're gonna fall, this. We all go through it. We all have that inner dialogue, and I'm gonna explore the power of fighting negative thoughts and transforming them into positive energy. So negative self-talk is when your inner voice is excessively negative, sounding more like an inner critic. It focuses on the bad and can make you feel like you're going to fail before you even start. We've all suffered from this. We all still suffer from this. I know I do. And I'm going to jump right into an example. Maybe you guys can relate to this. But with me last year, a big area I struggled in was I was spending a lot of money. And I was, making good income, the exact same I did before, even though we had the down year last year. But I was spending a lot more. And I kept having these thoughts where it's like, what if I go broke? What if I fail? The self-talk started to trigger some deeper wounds in me of lack that I had from childhood. It really started to mess with me. My upbringing was not the most financially abundant. So there are some deeper wounds within me that arise from my childhood. We call them inner child wounds. And experiencing this, and spending all this money last year, that's an extra sensitive area for me where it was like amplified, like shit, like, I started to become more frugal, or like, do I really need this and this and this and this? And I started to operate in lack. And what happens is when you're consistently operating like that, you carry that energy with you throughout your day. And we all know, the way you carry yourself throughout your day and how you express yourself and how you're feeling is how you're going to portray yourself, how you're essentially going to attract things in your life, So if you're consistently in that lack and negative energy and like your frequency's low and all these things, you're gonna just maintain that, and it's not good. It's not good. And for those that know me, know I'm a big advocate for journaling and meditating and all that, but I wasn't embodying the true abundant energy that I would need to really elevate my life forward, and I felt kind of stuck. And this lasted for a while, and then finally, one of my coaches said to me, just practice non-attachment. So practice non-attachment, and once in a while throughout your day, pick 5 minutes, like 3 times a day, and just sit there in silence. Don't think of anything. Try not to think of anything. Just like literally sit there and just do nothing. And at first I was like, it sounded kind of weird, but I started to do that. And I realized that as I did that more and more, I realized I wasn't these problems. Like I was identifying with these problems, but I really was not that. And when you sit in silence and you can start to envision, better things for yourself, like that future dream life you always wanted. And by doing that consistently throughout your day, you're bringing in all those positive emotions, and you can carry those emotions with you throughout the day. So instead of me carrying that lack, now throughout the day, I'm sitting myself down and I'm remembering like why I'm doing this. Everything that I'm doing today, all the work I'm putting in, the money I'm spending, all of my efforts are towards a future goal and life that I want to bring forward and manifest in my life. And putting myself, as I'm sitting there in silence, into that future me, I started to feel better and like excited, and like all these like positive emotions started to like rush into my body, and I started to carry myself a lot better throughout the day, and I was portraying a better vibe and all these things. And when I started to do this, things started to shift for me, and I just felt happier all around. I didn't care as much. Things started to happen for me. More business came my way, more opportunities, and I just felt more at peace, right? And then ultimately, my coach asked me, and it's funny because it's these simple reframes, but she's like, "Where is your money going?" I said, "Well, I'm spending it on my business, all my properties. I just closed a property. I have other properties that weren't doing so well, so I had to put money into those. Marketing, my podcast, new business ventures I was buying into." And then it just hit me. Like, all this investing I'm doing, all this money I'm spending is in myself. So she's like, "You're spending the money, but you're investing the money." I was like, so simple. Like, I was just looking at it from a completely different standpoint. I was like, shit, I'm spending a lot of money. I'm going to go broke. I'm spending a lot of money. I'm failing. But in reality, I'm spending the money to actually eventually get a bigger ROI for my life. And that eventually will come full circle. So now when I'm spending this money, I take a moment and I say, okay, I'm spending this money, but I'm investing it. I'm spending it with some grace and gratitude. And I feel a lot better about doing that. And still investing a lot of money into myself. And you know what? I just feel really good about it because I know what's going to come out of it. And things are a lot better. So that just, maybe you guys can relate to that. That's something I dealt with last year in regards to taking those negative thoughts and turning them into some powerful energy. And I want to jump into the 3 C's of negative talk. So there's catching, checking, and changing. So negative thought comes in. First thing I do is you catch it. Catch the negative self-talk statement. Become aware of it. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you check it. Are these thoughts really accurate? Is this thought really useful to me right now? Is this a real, true thought? Right? A lot of the time it's not. If you check it, you can become aware of that. And then the 3rd C is you change it. So change the narrative to a positive one. So example, me around my spending. I changed it from the feeling of feeling lack and I'm going to fail to a proud feeling that I'm actually putting money to work for me and that it's ultimately going to turn into a really good ROI for me in the future. So the key is awareness, okay? If you're not aware of this negative dialogue and willing to change it, you're just going to be a prisoner to that your whole life. And you become a byproduct of these negative thoughts and feelings, and that just becomes your identity and who you are. So once you can practice and master that awareness, it's so huge to just sit there and be like, okay, there's that negative thought again. It's not real. It doesn't exist. How can I reframe that into something positive? And let's move on. Let's go on about our day. Not sit there, not dwell in it, not marinate in that thought because it's just going to eat you alive. And in the long run, that just turns into stress consistently throughout the day. And we all know what stress does to your body. Your cortisol levels are through the roof. It can create illness for you in the future. It's an all-around long-term effect we don't want to be dealing with. And the more you can remain in a positive, elevated state, the better it is for your health, your wellness, your future, your family, financials, everything. And I want to give you guys a quote from Eckhart Tolle because I'm reading The Power of Now right now. So it's just relevant to me. And it's been a really good book, highly recommended. But he says, "What a liberation to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. Who am I then? The one who sees that." So I'll say it again. What a liberation it is to realize that the voice in my head is not who I am. So who am I? I'm the one who sees that. So right there is just that you're actually the awareness. That's who you are. You're not the thought. You're not identifying with, oh, I I'm failing and I'm broke. That's not who you are. You're the awareness, realizing that thought. And this type of thought process is helps you disassociate yourself from the thoughts and realize you are not your thoughts. And there's so much power in this. And this is the awareness I'm talking about. So this may not happen overnight for you. This takes practice, literally. Me even speaking about this right now is my practice. And I will jump into some habits that you guys can take on day to day to help with this. It all works together into sharpening that brain and helping you become stronger in terms of your positive thinking. So some habits that I use for positive thinking, these are some practical strategies that you can use to develop good habits and positive thinking for yourself. One thing I do, and you guys may see this all the time, but I do gratitude journaling. And this is a huge one for me. I do this every morning. Many of you probably see my Instagram stories. I post that little 5-minute journal with a nice quote on top, and I date it. And that's called the 5-minute journal. And it literally takes me 5 minutes. And when you do that in the morning, you officially frame your mind for the positive start to that day. And you write down all the things you're grateful for, what would make today great, and a couple affirmations. It's simple. Literally takes 5 minutes. But what it does is just puts you into that state where you want to be in, that state of gratitude, like thankfulness. You're pumped, you're excited, you feel abundant, versus you waking up and you're like, shit, I got to go to work, or shit, I got to do this again. It's like, I'm actually grateful for my job. I'm actually grateful for my family. I'm grateful for this roof under on top of my head right now, you know? So that consistency throughout the day, that tool right there changed my life. Highly recommend it. It's called the 5-minute journal. Another thing, meditation, also huge. Many of you may struggle with this, may not even understand it. You know, I hear people all the time like, oh, I can't meditate. My brain races 1,000 miles a minute. That's fine. You know, do your homework on it. Talk to a coach on it. You just got to practice. It's like anything. I've tried so many different techniques. One I'll share that works really well with me personally is I like to do visualization meditations in the morning. So I wake up, you just breathe, let go of everything else you're thinking about in that moment and just sit there. And once you drop into a certain state where you notice that no thoughts are rushing in, you feel at peace, visualize that future life you want to have of yourself. If you haven't done that, maybe write down what you want your life to look like. You know, the house you want to live in, the area you want to live in, the country, the type of family you want, the type of job you want, the type of lifestyle you want. Write that down and make it descriptive. And once you have that, start to visualize what it feels like to be there in that moment, the smells of that moment, the people that are around you in that moment. And you'll eventually come to a certain visualization. I know I have one in particular I'm always visualizing. And when you hit that every morning, you essentially trick your brain to thinking that that's happening right now. And you will get a rush of really positive emotions in your body and you'll feel fantastic. You know, sometimes naturally my eyes just water and tear because I'm just so like uplifted and excited and pumped that like this is my life. Although it's not right now, it will be. And you create this like belief in your body and you embody that. And coming out of that, you literally go into your day like powerful as shit. You know, you're embodying that essence of your future you in that moment. And when you come out of that meditation, you're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Like you are amped, you are pumped. And the good thing about that is, you know, doing this increases your energy. You walk around with a different pepper in your step. People will feel the vibes off you, literally. And I get this a lot. And I find it crazy because I'll literally walk into a room or meet some people and they're like, oh, you have a lovely energy to you. Like, I really like your energy. Like, I want to be around you more. Cool. It's not like I put on a special cologne or something to make you want to be near me. I mean, I like my cologne. I think it smells great. I do get compliments on that too. But I'm really just like happy as hell because I started my morning off right. And I walk into these rooms and I know that every piece of effort I'm putting in today will lead to that future me. And by doing that, I'm giving off a different energy. I'm not walking into that room like, shit, I want to be here. Or like, oh, I got these problems back home. Like, I'm not operating in that lack, you know? And the more and more you do that, the harder it is to actually think negatively. It's crazy, and you guys just need to try it. Many of you probably do. Many of you probably are like, fuck yeah, Matt, I know exactly what you're talking about. And some of you may be like, okay, I really want to try this. If you need to reach out, I can help you. The third thing for building positive thinking, awesome habit, everyone needs to do this, is exercise. Go exercise. Go build that confidence up. When you look good, you feel good. You know, some of you might not like the way you look. That's not, that might be a big reason why you're not doing a lot of things, because it's just like that lack of confidence. And that's okay, because it's never over for you. It's not like you're like forever going to be like this. If you take initiative now and you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to start exercising even 3 times a week. I'm going to change my diet up. I'm going to hit the gym. You're going to feel better really quick. And once you start to look better, it becomes addictive. And then it just turns into a never-ending, amazing cycle of, I need to be in the gym, or I need to go on my runs, or I need to hit that spin class. And you're going to just feel really good about yourself. And that translates into the positive thinking, because when you're walking into a room, you have more confidence, you're giving off a better energy, you're more positive. All around, these are habits that will just help with this positive thinking, help you dial. The last one is acts of kindness. Also amazing thing to do. Go help someone, go give someone free advice today. Go spend whatever, like do little acts of kindness, things that fill you up, because there's nothing better than helping another human being. And, like me doing this right now, I feel amazing. I already have so much positive emotion in my body right now because I'm just sharing with the audience. And there's so much power in that, like I'm going to carry this with me now for at least the next couple hours. And maybe I'll do something else later where I call someone and I impact them. And doing that just makes you feel better all around again. Just increases that positivity, rushes those emotions into your body, and you just carry yourself better. It's hard to have those negative thoughts come in. They will, but you have so much energy, like positive, like emotions in your body. It's easier to fight that. Think of it like your immune system. You're building up that positive immune system to fight the negative emotions and negative thoughts. So that's my quick little rip for today. This is relevant, very relevant for me last year. So I thought I'd dive into this and what I did to overcome it. And I'm going to be consistently practicing this type of thing throughout the year. It's never perfect every day, guys. You're going to have your down days. It's okay. But surround yourself with good people. Get that good advice. Get those good habits in your day-to-day. Change your mind, change your energy, and change your life. And if you guys have any questions, you can always reach out. Hit me up, my Instagram, at Matt Campoli. Hit up the Price to Sell team. And if you guys have any topics maybe you want me to touch on, feel free to also reach out. Always looking for more topics. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more of these solo episodes a lot. So if there's certain things you want me to hit, reach out to me. Say, Matt, love this episode, but can you talk on this? And I'll do it. Obviously, if I know and I can speak on it well, I'll do it. If I can't, I'll learn it. Or I'll seek it, and then I'll speak on it. So that's it for today, guys. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share. If you like this episode, if you think it'll impact someone else, share it with them. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.